Welcome back. Today for session 5, A Place Where People Communicate, we'll be talking about the importance of news media. For today's lesson, you will need the In the News posters, the sticky notepads, the scenario group cards, the JAR City Certificates of Achievement, and the key term flashcards. In the introduction, talk to the students about the news, different news formats, and why the news is important to each particular city. We will talk about a variety of news formats, being print, broadcast news, electronic, and human resources. Before class starts, it's beneficial to hang up each of these news format posters around the room. For the first introductory activity, separate the students into 8 groups. Each group will get a scenario news card sheet. Each group will take some time to tear apart the news scenario cards and discuss each scenario that is based on the news amongst themselves. Give the group 5 or 10 minutes to discuss and sort their cards. Tell the students that they have just demonstrated a way of communicating the news, human resources, through people, through word of mouth. A lot of time it's the most prominent way that news is disseminated. Once the groups are done working on the scenario news cards, you'll explain the next activity before splitting them into different groups. Explain what a blog is. A blog is a personal online journal, and let them know that they will be blogging about the different news formats on these posters. Count the students off from 1 to 5 to find their new groups. Hand out a sticky note pad to each group. Let them know that they will spend a few minutes at their poster explaining and blogging about one advantage, a pro, a plus, or one disadvantage, a con, a minus, of that particular news format. Each student will have the chance to write on multiple sticky notes what their opinions are regarding the newspaper news format or the radio news format, etc. In the volunteer guidebook, it says that they can rotate around the room to all 5 news format posters. However, to save time in the teaching tips, you can also have each group remain at the one news format poster, write their opinions, and blog about them, the advantages and disadvantages, and that way it gives the groups extra time to report back to the class about the opinions that they shared on their sticky notes. In the volunteer guidebook, there are prompting questions about discussion regarding how a news source can be fair, trustworthy. Again, just discuss as a class the disadvantages and advantages of what a newspaper written material might be versus a mobile device, since everybody seems to carry the newspapers online these days. Leave a bit of time for summary and review. Point out that oftentimes the news reports on problems that need solutions. Another discussion might be how a city can come together to discuss those problems. Is it better to come face to face as a town or a city to discuss the possible solutions to a problem? Or would an online version be better? Since this is your last visit, be sure to leave extra time for a graduation ceremony. This is when you'll pass out the certificates of achievement. We do have a template for you to print off the student name, your name, school name, etc. Run through a scenario as an example with the first student, and then have each student follow where they are accepting an award. So shake firmly with your right hand, receive the certificate, or gift with your left, and move on. Be sure to mention that you've enjoyed your time with the students and thank all of the students and the teacher for their hard work and participation. And on behalf of the JA staff, we thank you for being a volunteer.